This is a big week for the Earlham baseball team as they get set to take on the Lions of Mount St. Joe in a doubleheader today, but they're also eyeing what may be happening coming up on Saturday when they'll travel to Franklin for a doubleheader as well. And by the way, Franklin in action earlier today. We'll talk more about that in just a couple of moments. Welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. Great to have you with us on another cold and windy afternoon here at Sadler Stadium. Earlham coming off a doubleheader sweep on the road at Defiance, and they'll take on a Mount St. Joe team, a team they beat in the championship series last year right here at Sadler Stadium. And Mount St. Joe right on the cusp of making the playoffs this season. 7 games in for the Lions. The Quakers are 8 games in, but they'll play 2 today. And should be a great afternoon of baseball. The wind is blowing out. That could mean just about anything here at Sadler Stadium. It is blowing out into right field for the left-handed hitters. They should love this game here this afternoon. The Quakers will go with Kyle Gorman here this afternoon. We'll talk more about him in game number 1. He is not pitched as well as he has hoped, at least to this point of the season. We'll talk about his numbers coming up in just a few moments here on the pregame show. And Mount St. Joe will be going with a freshman today as Nathan Renner gets the start. He'll be looking for his 3rd win of the season. It is game 1. The Quakers have won 6 straight. They're now 22-6 overall, 6-2 in conference play. Mount St. Joe comes in at 12-12 overall. They are 3-4 in the conference. When we come back on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll hear from head coach Steve Sakasitz, talk a little bit about how they did against Defiance in what turned out to be 2 games that a little bit closer toward the end than what he had hoped. And again, as they focus on today's doubleheader here this afternoon, we'll talk with the head coach coming up next right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
We check 'em better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
Well, Steve, we were talking just moments ago. This is certainly a big week and a big weekend ahead. And you said something which is, I think, very, very true. Is could be a separation weekend in some respects in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at with us and the schedule we have, playing 2 today against, obviously a team that we played in the championship last year, Mount St. Joseph, and then on the weekend having Franklin. We got 2 tall tasks in front of us, and that doesn't even count what we have tomorrow with Adrian, who's 25th in the country. So it's good for us, though. We really want, as Ric Flair says, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so we're going to play some good teams, and hopefully, at the end of this week, we'll have a better idea of where Earlham College baseball is this year.
All right, go back to Defiance. I had a chance to watch a little bit. Just give me your thoughts on the two games. And you pick up two nice wins on the road. Sometimes got a little bit dicey toward the end, but again, you found a way to get wins.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we got 2 wins. We didn't say a word to our kids after that second game. We just wanted to get the heck out of there because it was a battle for sure, and that's what tells you what Defiance will do. It doesn't matter who's the team in the conference. No one's going to give up until the last out's been called. So, I give them a lot of credit. They were down significantly in both games, and they battled their way back. They had an opportunity in the first game to truly to win that one, and if their runner doesn't really get it doubled off at second base, they got a couple hits after that. That guy probably would have scored, and who knows what would happen. But that's why you play 27 outs and you play 9 innings, and that's what we do here. So we were able to come out of the wins with both those games and really be in a good spot. 6-2 was a good spot where we still control our destiny. We still have to play the 2 teams that are in front of us, but before you get to the teams that are in front of you, you got to make sure you take care of the business of the teams that are right there with you, and Mount St. Joe's is one of those teams here today.
Before we talk about Mount St. Joe and a little bit more specifically about your last 2 games against Defiance, kind of look back at your schedule. You've seen a little bit of everything this year, whether it's somebody rallying in the bottom of the 9th inning, you guys coming back, winning big games, blowout wins, a couple of losses here and there that you like to have back. You've kind of seen kind of a mixture of everything.
Yeah, I think with that Defiance game that we won 7-6, I think that was our 3rd consecutive one-run ball game. In that case, they were battling from behind to try to get the win, where in the past 2 ones prior to that, we were able to battle back and get the wins in those. But, yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything, and that's what you hope to set yourself up, is because you're going to see a whole bunch of different things in the season. You're going to see injuries, you're going to see success, you're going to see failures, you're going to see guys that are hot, guys that are cold. It just you're going to see a whole bunch of things, and it's really the mindset of a quality ball club is they're going to win no matter what the situation is. If you have a bad game 1, you're going to win game 2, and I'm hopeful that our kids have that we're never too high, we're never too low. We got that even keel mentality where we're just going to be successful, and we know that. And if someone gets us, we didn't play our game that time, but we're going to get them the next time.
I know against Defiance you had some guys come up with some big hits, but it was nice to see Danny Dopp. I mean, he showed a little bit of power, something that you've kind of lacked this year.
Yeah, no, Danny did, and Addison got one out that day as well, too. It was obviously a breezy day, and it was a warmer day. Today, you got a little bit of a colder day, and I don't really see the baseball traveling as much today as we saw on the weekend. But that's not our game anyway. It's great that we got those, and he was able to knock a couple out of there. But we're going to play with our bread and butter, which is putting the ball in play and running and playing hard. And if we're able to pop a baseball out of the ballpark, that's great. But again, we have that ability. We're just developing those guys. But right now, it's about really just kind of playing our game and getting on base. And I want to see if Mount St. Joe's can stop us today. We've ran against them in the past, and if we can do that, put guys on base, challenge their pitching staff, I really like our chances today.
They had a really nice run, as you talked about. They made it to the championship game last year. They lose that on this field. They have players back that remember that, and that's hard to swallow sometimes when you watch another team celebrate a championship. I don't know how much of a factor that'll be here today in this doubleheader, but I would think some of those guys are thinking about that a little bit.
Well, we did all last year when we lost that championship to Rose-Hulman, the exact same situation those guys were. They played us tough in that championship game. They play us tough every single time we play them. And so we expect that from them. And so our kids are going out there today, know they're going to get the best from Mount St. Joseph's to coming in here one day and having to play us and beat us. And I expect them to come out and challenge us. I mean, they're a very good ball club. I mean, they're right there in the thick of things as well. They had 2 big wins over a Bluffton team that we split with. So, we just got to handle our business and make sure we don't overlook anybody.
They do hit well. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They got some guys who can swing the bat.
Yeah, they do. They're hitting above 300, I think, as a team. They got a little bit of pop there. It's just a matter of us dictating counts like we've done in the past against them. If we can get ahead, we can get them in bad hitting counts. They have a tendency to struggle at that point. If we get behind in counts, that's when a good hitting team becomes great. I look back to this past weekend, looking at just watching the Manchester and Franklin game. Those were 18 and 20-run games that Franklin put up, but a lot had to do with the free base that Manchester gave them and then giving a great hitting team positive pitches to hit. And when you're hitting in 2-0 counts and you've got the ability to hit ball out of the ballpark, I don't care who you are, you're going to be pretty good. And Mount St. Joe's is the exact same way. They're a very good hitting ball club. They've hit some home runs this year. I'm excited to watch us play again. It's good to get out there, especially when you see all these teams that are moving games and not being able to get games in. And we're only really 1 game down this year, and we're blessed to have the facility we have here to get it in, and now have lights to be able to get this thing, because we would have been playing at 1 o'clock if that was the case. Now our kids are in class playing at 4. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's a little bit more about Mount St. Joe before I let you get back out of here. Is that From a hitting standpoint, they look really good. They've got a couple of guys who can throw the baseball, maybe not as deep in the pitching side of things, but that's what you've talked about before. Let's get to their bullpen as quick as we can.
Absolutely. That should be the goal of anybody we're playing. I don't care who it is, if it's the best team or the worst team. The guys are in a bullpen for a reason. We think that we're deep and our bullpen guys are there because our starters are pretty good and the bullpen guys are going to do well for us. But in this case of these teams, if we can get to that bullpen early, especially in a doubleheader, the earlier they get to the bullpen, they're going to probably bring out their better guys early. You put some pitches on them, they got to come to other guys later. And so that's what the hope is. We're going to see the Renner kid who's a freshman right now that's been pitching really well this year. I'm not sure who we'll get in game 2, but I really can't look past the game 1. We're going to go after their young kid and see what we can do and hopefully have success.
All right, Coach, good luck today.
All right, thanks, man.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Back here at Sadler Stadium as we get set for game 1 of 2 here this afternoon. It'll be a cloudy, windy day. Temperatures were supposed to get to around 50. I'm not sure that's going to happen here today, but another cold day for college baseball. Let's give you the starting lineup first off for the Lions of Mount St. Joe. Again, they're 12-12 on the year, 3-4 in conference play. Roman Rothwell will lead things off. He'll be at third base. Batting second, the right fielder Nathan Hunter. Hitting third, the second baseman Simon Schaefer. Hitting in the cleanup spot, the shortstop Garrett Hogan. Hitting fifth in left field, Jose Bustamante. Hitting sixth, the DH Luke Bowman. Batting seventh and catching, Darren Sackett. Hitting eighth, playing first base, Brandon Mueller. And then hitting ninth, the center fielder Trevor Thurling. Here's again the lineup for Mount St. Joe. Rothwell, Hunter, Schaefer, Hogan, Bustamante, Bowman, Sackett, Mueller, and Thurling. Today for the Quakers, Mark Gendro will lead things off. He'll be at the third base position this afternoon. Addison Robertson hitting second. He'll DH. Hitting third, the first baseman Danny Dopp. The cleanup hitter Isaiah Shake in center field. Dre Davis in the starting lineup again. He has really come on lately. We'll talk more about Dre coming up in a few moments. He's hitting fifth, batting sixth, and catching Ian Bach. Hitting seventh, playing shortstop Brian Pinsura. Hitting eighth, in right field, Kendall Baker, and batting ninth, the left fielder, Alec Bryan. Again today for the Quakers is Gendro, Robertson, Dopp, along with Shake, Davis, Bach, Pinsura, Baker, and Bryan. Nathan Renner again going today for Mount St. Joe. Kyle Gorman will go for the Quakers. We'll give you his numbers in just a few moments. Stay right there. The opening pitch, game 1 of 2, here this afternoon from Sadler Stadium, right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023. Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top-flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
I got this. I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Back once again here at Sadler Stadium. Thanks for being with us. Doubleheader action here today. Of course, we'll update your standings as soon as we possibly can. Of course, there you see Kyle Gorman. He'll be going today for the Quakers here in game number 1. Kyle on the season, making his 7th start. 35 and a third innings on the year. 45 hits, 29 runs, 20 of those earned with 28 strikeouts and 9 walks. Now, he would be, imagine, the first one to tell you he thinks he ought to be throwing better than he is right now. His batting average, or the team's batting average against him this year, coming in at .300, and his ERA is at 5.09. Those are some numbers he knows he needs to improve, but he is 4-2 on the year coming to this one here this afternoon. Second on the team in wins, behind what you would consider the ace of the staff, as usual, in Walter Talcott, who is now 5-0 after winning the first game this past week against Defiance. Well, it'll be a Mount St. Joe team. As we said, they've won 2 straight. They're 12-12 on the year, 3-4 in the conference. They come off a doubleheader sweep of Bluffton, and by the way, that's not a bad accomplishment. A Quaker baseball team that split against Bluffton. They won those 2 games 6-2 and 5-2, and they've done so even without their perhaps best hitter, who has been out of the lineup for the last 8 games or so, in Ryan Murray. He was hitting .518 when he went down, so they're without Murray. Again, it looks like, at least to this point, perhaps for the remainder of the season. So here we go. We'll talk more about this Mount St. Joe team. Of course, a team we're very familiar with. They made it to the championship round last year. The Quakers won it right here at Sadler Stadium. Roman Rothwell will lead things off. There's a look at the right-handed hitter, Rothwell, .281 in the year, 4 home runs. He has driven in 16 on the season, and we're ready to get this one underway. The first pitch is on the way in there for a strike, and a good start for the right-hander for the Quakers in Kyle Gorman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's outside. That'll even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And we'll set the defense for you in a couple of moments. As we said, there's now a rather light breeze blowing toward right field. Ground ball to the shortstop, Pinsura. His throw on to first in time, and there's one away. And that'll bring up Nathan Hunter. Defensively for the Quakers today, it'll be Bach behind the plate, Dopp at first base, Davis at second, Pinsura is at short, Jandro is at third, Bryan, Shake, and Baker in the outfield today in Game 1 for the Quakers. Here's the pitch on the way to Nathan Hunter. It's outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Hunter at .361 on the year, 2 home runs. He has driven in 13. Starting to see some peaks of sunshine here this afternoon, which is a welcome change to the weather we've had over the last couple of days, including even some snow showers yesterday. But still, temperatures still hovering around the 40 mark as that pitch is up high, 3 balls and no strikes. This is where the middle of that lineup can get a little bit tough. You talk about Hunter, Schaefer, Hogan, all guys that can hit the baseball. That pitch is high and inside, and 4 straight pitches, and there's your first base runner of the ball game. As Hunter will head down to first base, the first walk given up today by Kyle Gorman, and here's Simon Schaefer. Schaefer hitting at .300 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 7. As a team, Mount St. Joe hitting at .303 on the year. They've got some impressive numbers at the plate as that pitch is swung on, hit down the line, and near the warning track and right at the line making the catch will be Alec Bryan, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So Schaefer gave it a ride and looked like it might leave the ballpark. The wind may have helped keep that one in. And that'll bring up now Garrett Hogan. So 2 away. Hogan at .340 on the year. 1 home run. He has driven in 11. Hogan, another right-handed hitter, steps in. There you see Hogan. And the throw to first, not in time to get Hunter. This is not a team that's going to run a whole lot. The only average, just over 1 stolen base per game. Quakers are a team that, of course, they want to run. We'll talk more about them when they come to the plate. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Here at the ballpark at Sadler Stadium as time is called down at first base. Of course, the monster, the Earlham monster in left field. It's 310 down the line, but a fence that probably will go 40, 45 feet. And now they're checking out the right hand of Nathan Hunter at first base. I'm not sure if he ended up getting hurt when he slid back into first base or his hand was stepped on or whatever the case may be by Danny Dopp down at first, but now they're checking him out. You see, again, the head coach over to talk, the first base coach there as well. Perhaps the trainer is there. But they're checking out that right hand of Nathan Hunter. They don't want to lose Hunter. He's their best hitter average-wise in the lineup right now at .361. And there is Kyle Gorman talking with Ian Bach here in the first inning. So apparently he's okay. You know, what you see a lot of base runners nowadays, they wear what you would consider to be sliding gloves. They almost look like oven mitts. They protect your hand when you're sliding back into first base or sliding into second base trying to steal a base. And a lot of those players use those gloves these days, but that's not going to be the case for Nathan Hunter, as he apparently is okay. Hogan at .340, as we mentioned. Here's the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. And it's 0-2 now to Garrett Hogan. Mount St. Joe, they're 0-4 on the road. That does not include neutral sites, as the throw goes to first once again. We will see that sun come in and out, I would imagine, pretty much the rest of the afternoon into tonight. The pitch on the way, runner takes off. This one tapped to the left side. Gendreau, his throw to first in time, and that'll do it for Mount St. Joe in the top half of inning number 1 after half inning of play. Mount St. Joe nothing. Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports. At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. We move to the bottom half of inning number 1. Today's game brought to you in part by Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub with artificial flavors or colors. Just $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. There is the freshman right-hander who is having an outstanding season this year for Mount St. Joe, Nathan Renner. Renner out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Comes to this one making his 5th start of the season. 24 innings thrown so far this year, giving up 20 hits, 8 runs, 3 earned runs, 23 strikeouts, 8 walks. He is 2-2 with an ERA of 1.13. Quakers will lead things off with Mark Gendreau. Gendreau, Robertson, and Dopp are all due up. And what a year that Mark Gendreau is having, still hitting at .406. No home runs. He has driven in 19. There, Renner is set to throw, and his first pitch is on the way, and it's outside ball 1. Gendreau also with 16 stolen bases. That is second on the ball club. And he has been a staple not only defensively at third base, but also at the top of the order. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by the right-hander, Nathan Renner. And as always, we'll set the defense for you in a moment. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Popped him up. Shallow right field. Here is Hunter to make the catch, and there's one away. Defensively for the Lions here today, Sackett behind the plate. Mueller's at first. Schaefer's at second. Hogan at short. Rothwell is at third. Bustamante is in left. Thurling in center, and Hunter is in right field. And now the Quakers will bring Addison Robertson to the plate. Here's the pitch on the way. It's up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Robertson on the year hitting at .387. 2 home runs, 24 runs driven in. 24 stolen bases. Here's another guy they love to get on base. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way. This one is going to be hit into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So 1-out single by Addison Robertson. The Quakers get their first hit and their first man on here in game number 1. Here's Danny Dopp. Boy, Danny had a great series against Defiance. Now has 5 home runs on the year, 28 runs driven in. I think the 5 home runs may be a little bit of a surprise, but he had 3 of those in that series against Defiance. So Dopp will step in for the first time. Here's the pitch by Renner, and it's up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Danny now, his average at .320. I'd love to see him get a couple of more here today. The stretch and the throw to first. Of course, now Robertson, as we said, very successful this year in the stolen base department. 24-25. Quakers averaging nearly 4 stolen bases per contest. And it really starts with either Gendreau or Robertson at the top of the order. Outfield is straight away as Renner gets the sign from Sackett. The pitch on the way, and it's inside for a ball, 2-0. Outfield will play it straight away. Again, that wind continues to blow from left to right. Dopp now with 32 base hits on the season. Robertson with a good lead down at first, held on by Mueller. The stretch by Renner, and the pitch is on the way. Grounded toward the shortstop, Hogan. He'll get one to Schaefer. The relay onto first, not in time. So scored 6-4 in the out at second base. For out number 2, as Dopp will reach on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Isaiah Shake.
Now batting the center fielder, number 33,
Isaiah also with a good series against Defiance. His average now at .312, no home runs and 13 runs driven in. Boy, when they left here to go to Defiance, several of these players, their batting average was below 300 as they'll throw to first again. But when you look at Danny Dopp, Isaiah Shake, and, of course, Dre Davis. We'll talk more about Dre. He has really played well, not just in the Defiance series, but before they left for Defiance. The pitch is on the way to the plate. It's up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Now they just need to get the bottom of the order going, and Bach, Pinsura, Baker, and, of course, Alec Bryan in the lineup here this afternoon. Renner set to throws, the right-hander. With his pitch on the way, popped up foul. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The other game that is underway today, and we'll try to get you an updated score on that, that is the matchup we're keeping an eye on, and certainly so. Rose is at Franklin as the throw goes to first once again. Franklin had the lead earlier. It was a 1 o'clock start time for their first game. It should be over by now, and again, we'll try to get a score on that contest. Stretch again by Renner. The pitch on the way to the plate, grounded back at the middle, off the glove of Renner. This is going to be a tough play for the shortstop, Hogan, and everybody is safe. That'll be an infield base hit for Isaiah Shake, and boy, Ted, Renner almost got the glove on it. By the time it went off his glove, there was nothing the shortstop Hogan could do. So now runners at first and second. Quakers pick up their second base hit. And that's going to bring up Dre Davis. Now, we already mentioned Dre a little bit ago. He has raised his average now to .345 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 18. So he's done a nice job over the last several games getting his bat going. And, of course, they moved him from shortstop over to second base, where I think he's found a home. The pitch on the way is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Of course, Dre has had some big hits here at Sadler Stadium. Not only game-winning hits, but hits that will send this team into extra innings, and they eventually pick up a win. There's a swing and a miss. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. They'll see if the Quakers can take advantage here in the bottom half of inning number 1 with the infield base hit by Isaiah Shake that keeps this inning alive, as you see Renner getting the sign once again. And time is called. There's Dre Davis. The stretch by Renner. Check of the runner at second, and the pitch is on the way. Took something off that one. And Dre way out in front, and he falls behind at the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can just see Danny Dopp down at second base. You get a good look at the right-hander Renner. Davis back in as once again a long look by Renner into Sackett. He'll come set at the bell, checks the runner at second, and the pitch is on the way. Did he go around? They'll lay the tag on, and they got him, so Davis will strike out to end the bottom half of inning number 1 as the Quakers pick up a couple of base hits. They leave 2 runners on. We will head to the inning number 2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score. This is Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home. Head to inning number 2. It'll be Jose Bustamante to lead things off. Each team getting a base runner in the first inning, and neither team able to scratch, so Dow will head to inning number 2. Bustamante hitting at .291, a home run. He has driven in 15. There you see another right-handed hitter stepping in for Mount St. Joe's. Kyle Gorman ready to go to work, and his pitch is low for a ball. Bustamante, Bowman, and Sackett. The pitch is inside, 2 balls, no strikes. We mentioned Gorman not having the kind of year I know he wants to have, but there's still plenty of starts left for this right-hander. There's a pitch in there for a strike. Good fastball by Kyle Gorman. Time called just for a moment. There was a baseball sitting on the ledge on our right side near the Earlham dugout, so we want to make sure that ball doesn't come into play as that pitch is low and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mount St. Joe looking for their first base hit. Got Nathan Hutter with the walk in inning number 1. The pitch is in there for strike 2. And by the way, we did get a note on Ryan Murray, out for the year, tore all of his ligaments in his left knee. Had surgery a couple of weeks ago. Second surgery will be coming up in June. That one lifting into right field. That's going to be a base hit. So Jose Bustamante leading things off with a single. And here's Luke Bowman. Of course, you can just imagine you have a youngster like Ryan Murray hitting as well as he was at 5'18", where they may be if he is still in the lineup, joining a team that is still hitting at 303. Here's Bowman at 286. He'll show a bunt, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Bowman, another right-handed hitter. He is out of Harrison, Ohio. The stretch and the pitch. It's outside, snap throw to first, not in time. In fact, that one bouncing right in front of Danny Dopp. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. There you see Kyle Gorman. And the right-hander comes set once again. That pitch is a breaking ball that stays outside, 2-1. Coach Sack talked about again in the pregame, the one thing they've got to do is stay ahead of the hitters, and that's going to be the case again here today against a team that can really hit the baseball in Mount St. Joe. Here's your 2-1 pitch, and it's outside, and right now Gorman's struggling a little bit here in the second inning. Almost appeared he came a little sidearm that time, which generally he doesn't do. He's more of an over-the-top pitcher from what we have seen over the last year and a half. Here's your 3-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be tapped over the middle. Pinsur will flip it on to Davis. His turn to first, not in time. That ball hit too slow for anything that really could be done seriously by Pinsura. But they do get the lead runner. So there is one away, and here's Darren Sackett. Bowman will reach on the fielder's choice. Sackett at 192 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 9, and this will be the first left-handed hitter we will see. Now, Steve Sackett sits out talking with the field umpire. And now there will be a discussion with the home plate umpire as well. Not sure if this had something to do with the play down at second base on the force out of Bustamante, but it was a clear play at first base with Bowman easily beating the throw, so I'm only guessing it had to have something to do with the runner at second base, but they're now giving a safe signal here. I don't really know, and I'm not going to speculate any further because it could have been most anything. But apparently for Steve Sakasitz, he is satisfied with the answer. We mentioned Sackett at 192 on the year. There's Sackett stepping in for Mount St. Joe. Gorman with the pitch on the way, and he misses 1 ball, no strikes. This is an area where Mount St. Joe struggles a little bit, just like the Quakers do toward the bottom of the order. Runner at first will take off, swing, and that's going to be fouled off. Bowman had a good jump down at first, protected there by Sackett, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. We said this is not a team that's going to run a lot, just over 1 stolen base per game. But when you have your hitters at the bottom of the order that perhaps aren't hitting as well, try to get something going here in the second inning. The stretch again by Gorman. The pitch on the way, missing inside. And we'll go to 2 balls and a strike. Well, early on, though, it's only 1 base hit so far given up by Gorman. He has been a little erratic around the strike zone. The 2-1 delivery on the way is outside, 3 balls and a strike. But again, just 1 walk that was given up to Nathan Hunter back in the first inning. Right now, if you're Sackett, you're looking for something pretty good to hit right here. That pitch in there for a strike. Now, that had pretty good movement on the end of that fastball. And we'll go 3-2 once again. Here you see Sackett stepping back in as the runner takes off. This one hit into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Bowman holds up for a moment, heads on to third, and now runners at first and third here in the second inning. Second base hit now by the Lions. And that'll bring up Brandon Mueller. Mueller at 205 on the year, 2 home runs, 11 runs driven in. And now the Lions have something going here in inning number 2. That's a pretty good piece of hitting by Sackett. The previous pitch he saw was a fastball that moved on the outside corner of the plate, as now you see Brandon Mueller step in. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. No balls and a strike. So Mount St. Joe trying to strike first here in inning number 2. Stretch once again by Gorman. The pitch on the way is another breaking ball in there for a strike, and he's quickly headed 0-2. It almost looked like the same pitch that he threw Mueller the first time. Bowman at third, Sackett at first. The stretch, the delivery on the way is outside, and we'll go to 1-2 now. We just noticed there again, that was a case where Gorman almost dropped down to 3/4 instead of over the top, and his pitch was way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretch again by Gorman. He'll check both runners. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside. Boy, I tell you what, runner at first base, Darren Sackett had a huge lead. A little surprised maybe that Ian Bach didn't snap throw down to first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, and 1 away here in the second. Mount St. Joe trying to get on the board first. Ground ball to the third baseman, Gendreau. There's one there. The relay to first. Did they get him? Yes, and the double play will retire Mount St. Joe here in the top of inning number 2. We will head to the bottom half of the second inning. No score here on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Scoreboard.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by Chef KC, located at 1301 South L Street in Richmond, catering for all events or occasions. Personal chef and traveling barbecue service, carry-out, and delivery is available. Once again, Chef KC, 1301 South L Street in Richmond. Ian Bach will lead things off as we move now to the bottom of the second inning. Ranner giving up a couple of base hits in inning number one, as this one is grounded toward the shortstop, Hogan. Hogan will field and throw, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. Here's Brian Pinsura. Brian hitting at .230 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 9. Pinsura, one of 3 players in the lineup today with double-digit stolen bases. He has 12. And the pitch is up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Pinsura has taken over at short. In fact, I think they've pretty much got things figured out where everybody's comfortable with Davis at second base, Pinsura at short as he takes that pitch in there for a strike. And then, of course, Gendreau down at third base. 1 ball and 1 strike as Renner gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. That's a pretty good pitch right there. And Brian behind that 1-2. Renner set to throw. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's on the inside corner. Pinsura thought it was too far inside. In fact, he kind of ducked away from that pitch. But a good pitch that time by Renner, just catching that inside corner. Second strikeout now by Renner. And here's Kendall Baker. Kendall hitting at 188 on the year, and this is a guy right here. They need to get him going. There you see Kendall. And the pitch is up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Baker struggling this year, 16 hits on the year. He does have 10 runs driven in, only 6 stolen bases. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and it's outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Of course, Baker against this Mount St. Joe team had that great tournament run in which he was named the most valuable player. He'll take that one for a strike, 2-1. They really need him to get going at the bottom of the order. 2 balls, 1 strike. Renner again gets the sign. Pretty quick worker here this afternoon, and the pitch is on the way, grounded toward the first baseman. Mueller will step on the bag in an easy inning for Renner and Mount St. Joe as we head to the third. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management Scoreboard. No score. This is Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sport.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
Back here at Sadler Stadium, as you see Kyle Gorman getting his final warm-up tosses as we head to the third. Both teams have had opportunities in the first couple of innings. Thurling, Rothwell, and Hunter now for Mount St. Joe's, who go 9-1-2 in the order. I mentioned Mount St. Joe coming off those 2 wins over Bluffton. They got some key hits in both of those games, as you see Thurling step to the plate. They won that first game 6-2. Roman Rothwell had a home run in that contest. This is lifted foul. No balls and a strike. Thurling hitting at .211, no home runs. He has driven in 2. Bustamante had a good opening game, 3 for 4, had a double in the win. And that pitch is inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Alex Wagner's having a good season as well. 5-3 on the year. Picked up the win, went 8 1/3 innings in that first game win. This is a line drive, base hit just over the outstretched glove of Pinsura. Center fielder Isaiah Shake there to pick that one up. And so a third hit of the day now for Mount St. Joe. They have a base runner on here in the third, and that'll bring up Roman Rothwell.
And that number 23, Roman Rothwell.
Rothwell 0 for 1. Mount St. Joe came back in game number 2 and picked up a 5-2 win, scoring 2 in the bottom of the 5th. They took a 3-1 lead at that point and never looked back in that doubleheader sweep. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Earlham again with their doubleheader win over Defiance. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Here's the stretch, the 1-0 delivery on the way. It's low, 2 balls, no strikes. Quakers winning that first game 8-7. They had an 8-3 lead going to the bottom of the 9th inning before Defiance scored 4 runs. Make things interesting, and of course a wind-aided day that day. That one's going to be hit foul. 2 balls and a strike now to Rothwell. Boy, Danny, what a series he had. He went 4 for 5 in that first game, went 2 for 5 in game 2, hit .600, ended up driving in 7 runs in the 2 games. Runner at first will take off. This one popped up. Shallow center. Going out will be Pinsura as he backs and makes the catch. And there's 1 away. Thurling will head back to first base. Rothwell is done for inning number 3, and that'll bring up now Nathan Hunter. Hunter walked in the first inning. Earlham in that second contest against Defiance scored 7 in the 5th inning. That pitch outside, and you can again watch Gorman drop down 3/4, and every time he does, his release point is way out in front, and he has not hit that target very much at all when he drops down the way he has so far here this afternoon. 1 ball and no strikes. Stretched by the right-hander, and the pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss. That's a pretty good pitch right there. Talcott picked up that win in game 1. He has now won 5 on the year. Didn't pitch as well, I'm sure, as he had hoped. He gave up 10 hits in that win. Again, conditions were rather rough in that afternoon. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just outside, 2 balls and a strike. Quakers are scheduled to play again tomorrow. We'll talk more about that. We're expecting maybe some rain early in the day. Snap throw to first, and not in time. 3 balls and a strike now to Nathan Hunter. Hunter, again, a very good hitter, 361 coming in. Mount St. Joe had runners at first and third, and the second failed to score. Runner at first takes off. This one has popped up back our way. And the catcher, that is Ian Bach to make the catch, and there's 2 down. Well, they got the best hitter right there to pop up, and that'll bring up now Simon Schaefer.
With 2 away, now batting number 3, Simon Schaefer.
Schaefer 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Stretch again by Gorman, the pitch. And it's up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, 2 outs here in the third. Gorman gets the sign from Bach, now throws to first. Well, Thurling got a decent jump when Hunter popped up. See if the Lions will try something again here with 2 away. The stretch and the pitch. Strike and the throw to first. Again, snap throw by Ian will bounce in front of Danny Dopp. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch and the delivery, the pitch out, the throw down to second should get him easily, and they do. Well, the Quakers read that one pretty well, and they got Thurling trying to steal a second base. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 3 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
Well, the right-hander Renner is final warm-up tosses as we move now to the bottom of the third inning. Here at Sadler Stadium so far, neither team able to get a run across. Here's Alec Bryan to lead things off. It'll be Bryan, Jandro, and Robertson as the Quakers will go 9, 1, and 2 in their order as well. Alec hitting a .280 on the year. This is his 6th start of the season. So far, no home runs and 3 runs driven in. And the pitch is up high as he shows bunt. 1 ball, no strikes. Earlham's lineup a little bit different this year than it was a year ago when you consider the hitters they had at the bottom of the order. Now, Bryan, again, as we mentioned, hitting a .280. Next pitch is bunted. Renner coming off the mound. He'll have to hurry. He gets it there in time. There's 1 away. So Alec out here in the third. Here's Mark Jandro. Well, Jandro for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. We were talking about the difference between a year ago and this year at the bottom of the order. You had guys like Kendall Baker, who was having a pretty decent season last year. You had guys at the bottom of the order who could really hit the baseball as this one has popped up to the right side. Second baseman Schaefer calling off Mueller, and there's 2 away. 2 very quick outs here in the third. And here's Addison Robertson. That's where Earlham maybe has struggled a little bit this year, other than, again, with Dre Davis starting to pick things up in the number 5 hole. 6, 7, 8, and 9 certainly have not been what the Quakers have been used to over the last couple of years in the hitting department, as that pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. But Robertson singled his first time up. Robertson now hitting at 387, at least coming into this one here this afternoon. And they level when this guy gets on base. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Ranner will get the sign. Here is the 2-0 delivery. High and outside, 3-0. Quakers 2 base hits, both coming back in the first inning, and so far for Renner, no walks here this afternoon. Robertson steps back in. Here's your 3-0 pitch, and as you would expect, taking all the way, now 3-1. Well, one of these days we'll get some warm weather. I think this is maybe even for all the teams we see. Here's your 3-1 pitch, hit foul. Guys wanting to play in some warm weather, and I think from a pitching standpoint, Quakers have guys who throw better, including Kyle Gorman, when it is a lot warmer. And they just have not had very many warm days at all. This one is hit in the air to the right side. Schaefer, the second baseman, will make the catch, and that's going to do it for the Quakers. An easy 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the third on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. No score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Back here at Sadler Stadium, I'm going to see if I get you a score on the earlier contest today, as Franklin was in action their first game at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then maybe we can update the standings for you as well if we can find you a score. We'll look for that in a moment. Looks like they don't have it posted, at least on that part of the scoreboard. Leading things off as we move to the fourth inning is Simon Schaefer. That one fouled off. No balls and a strike. Schaefer flew out his first time up. So far, Mount St. Joe, 3 base hits. They've had base runners in all 3 innings. That pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch lifted high in the air to left field. Bryan is there, makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Hogan.
With 1 down, now batting number 15, Garrett Hogan.
Hogan is 0 for 1. The final score in that earlier when Franklin beat Rose 10-2. They're now in the bottom of the third in the second contest. As that pitch in there for a strike. And in the second game, Rose is leading that one 3-0. So the best the Quakers can hope for today is a split. Here's the 0-1. This one tapped back up the middle. That's going to be over the outstretched glove of Pinsour, and a bloop single into center field. Fourth base hit now by Mount St. Joe. They get a runner on again here in the fourth. They have not hit the ball hard, but again, that's another base hit just over the outstretched glove of Pinsour. It's short, and here's Jose Bustamante.
And at number 13, Jose Bustamante.
Bustamante singled in the second inning. In fact, his was a bloop single as well. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bustamante got a base hit almost in the same location where Hogan just picked up a base hit. Stretch again by Gorman, the pitch. And is low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Stretch again by Gorman. And the pitch on the way, grounded toward the third baseman, will go foul. And we'll go to 2-1. With that win by Franklin, they are now 8-1. They will have a half-game lead over Anderson. Here's the 2-1 pitch outside, 3 balls and a strike, and it gets away from Ian Bach. Throw down to second, not in time. So Bustamante at the plate now, 3 balls and 1 strike, runner in scoring position here in the fourth inning. We have seen it time and time again here this afternoon. Gorman dropping down to that 3/4 delivery, and it has not worked so far here this afternoon. Here's your 3-1 pitch, and just outside for ball 4 now, runners at first and second. Second walk of the afternoon given up by Kyle. And here's Luke Bowman.
Now batting number 4, Luke Bowman.
By the way, with that loss for Rose, they will fall to 5-5. Mentioned this could be separation week for a lot of these teams. Here's the stretch and the pitch. This one is hit back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third is Hogan. They're going to wave him in as the throw is cut off, and Mount St. Joe gets on the board here in the fourth inning, and they lead it 1-0 as Bowman drives in his 13th run of the year. That time a solid base hit by Bowman. And here is Darren Sackett, the catcher. And still runners at first and second. Sackett singled back in the second inning. And he is the only left-hander in the lineup for Mount St. Joe, as now Kyle Gorman trying to get out of trouble here in the fourth inning. As that pitch in there for a strike. Still just 1 away. And again, runners at first and second. The outfield straight away for the left-handed hitting Darren Sackett. As he'll step in, here's the pitch. That one is ripped hard, but foul. And no balls, 2 strikes. So right now, Franklin 8-1, Anderson 7-1, Earlham 6-2, Rose-Hulman now 5-5. Transies 4-4, Mount St. Joe 3-4. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. It's outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bluffton 4-6, Manchester is 4-6. You can see right now with Hanover 2-8 and Defiance at 1-7, you're talking about 8 of the 10 teams. Really a very legitimate shot of making it to the playoffs, though we still have a long way to go. Here's the 1-2, almost got him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, less conference games this year, but that also means one more team will qualify for the playoffs. Earlham will play at Franklin coming up on Saturday. 2 balls and 2 strikes once again to Sackett. Here's the pitch on the way. Popped him up. Shallow left. Coming in is Alec Bryan. Gendreau going out. They collision, and the runners will advance as the ball will fall. And now the bases are loaded. It looked like Gendreau had the easy catch, and I'm not sure if Alec Bryan was calling him off or not. But nonetheless, it falls in. And now the bases are loaded. And that'll bring up Brandon Mueller.
About number 40,
So I would imagine they're going to score that an error on Gendreau as Mueller steps up. First error of the ball game, and could be a costly one as Mueller grounded into the double play his first time up, and that's what the Quakers need right now is they'll play at medium depth. The stretch by Gorman, the pitch on the way, is in there for a strike. Mueller coming in at 205 on the year. And now Gorman's really going to have to work himself out of trouble here in the 4th inning. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball outside. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 run is across here in the top of the 4th inning. When we talk about with less games in the conference, every one is so important as that pitch just outside. We say important if you want to host the tournament. Your margin of error is much, much less this year. Two balls and 1 strike as Gorman will come set. The pitch outside 3-1 and nowhere to put this guy. You can see Gorman again dropping down to that 3/4 delivery, and again his release point is way out in front, and he has missed just about every time with that pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. The pitch on the way is hit well. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to score 2, and Mount St. Joe leads this one 3-1. Mueller driving in 2. That is now 13 runs driven in on the year, and we're going to have a visit to the mound, as you would expect. Still just 1 away here in the inning. And Thurling will step to the plate. Thurling has a base hit as well. 6 hits now by the Lions. And now a right-hander beginning to throw for the Quakers. Earlham will go with Dominic Michael, the freshman, in their bullpen. Boy, Schaefer was an easy out to start the inning, and then it all started with the Garrett Hogan base hit, the walk to Bustamante, the single by Bowman, the error kept the inning alive, and then Mueller with a base hit. And the pitch, high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. There you see Thurling, the number 9 hitter. And right now, Kyle Gorman in trouble here in the 4th. The stretch by Gorman. Check of the runner at second of the pitch. Swung on and missed. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorman again will get the sign from Ian Bach. Here's the pitch. That one caught the outside corner, and that's one of those rare occasions where he again dropped down a little bit and was able to get that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sackett at second base, Mueller's at first. Here's the pitch. Came back inside, swung on and missed and got him. So Thurling will strike out. That's a big out for the Quakers. And we'll go to the top of the order now, and Roman Rothwell. Rothwell 0 for 2.
With 2 away, now batting number 23, Roman Rothwell.
Now we'll see if Gorman can get out of this inning without any further damage. As you see Kyle right there now getting the sign. Here's the stretch. And this one is going to be hit into the gap. This could be trouble as Baker over, and he'll make the catch on the run, and Baker just saved possibly 2 runs right there as Baker, a dead-on sprint to make the catch in the gap in right field. But for Mount St. Joe, they come up with 3 runs in the inning. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Mount St. Joe on top of this one, 3-0.
For over a century, Richmond Power and Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power and Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power and Light. Together we make powerful partners.
At Square Donuts, we take our donuts seriously, and apparently so do our customers. Square Donuts is by far the #1 donut shop in Richmond. At Square Donuts, we bake our donuts, cinnamon rolls, long johns, and many other varieties fresh daily. Donuts became our family tradition and business in 1967, and we've continued through 3 generations. Square Donuts in Richmond has 2 locations, including 1241 Northwest 5th Street and 3637 East Main in the Hoppy Jeweler Plaza. Square Donuts of Richmond. We never cut corners and never will.
Danny Dopp will lead things off as we move now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dopp, Shake, and Davis. Quakers down 3-0 here in game 1. Danny 0 for 1 today. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Quakers have not had a base hit since Isaiah Shake singled in the 1st. Quakers again just 2 base hits off the right-hander Renner. And Renner set to throw, and his first pitch swung on and missed. And boy, he was way out in front. Danny apparently looking fastball there and got a off-speed pitch. Here's the 0-1. High and tight. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Renner again, just a freshman, set to throw, and the pitch is up high, 2-1. Boy, the way he has thrown so far this year, his ERA absolutely outstanding coming into this contest as that pitch is outside 3-1. 1.13. That tells you that he has thrown well. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch by Renner is in there for strike 2. Finally seeing a little more sunshine here at Sadler Stadium. Here's the payoff pitch on the way. Got him swinging. And there's 1 away. Here's Isaiah Shake. Isaiah got that infield base hit in the 2nd inning. Take it back in the 1st inning. And Earlham has done nothing since. The pitch is outside, 1-0. 8 in a row have been retired by Renner. The late kick and the pitch. Low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Quakers are 16-2 here at home. The 2-0 delivery on the way is outside. 3 balls, no strikes. And it's up high for ball 4, and 4 straight given up to Isaiah Shake. He'll hit on down to first base, and that'll bring up Dre Davis. That is the first walk given up by Renner. Davis struck out back in the first inning. Again, that'll snap 8 retired in a row for Renner. Catcher sacked out to talk with Renner. And there is Dre Davis ready to hit here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 1 of 2. Quakers trying to keep pace with Franklin, who won earlier today. Stretch once again for Renner. Here's the pitch on the way. Grounded left side, diving as Rothwell makes the stop, gets the force at second base. Isaiah Shake sliding in hard and may have gotten a piece of Hogan. Or take that back, that's going to be Schaefer, the second baseman. So 2 away. That was a nice play by Rothwell to get to that baseball and still able to make a nice, accurate throw down to second base. But again, Isaiah Shake sliding in hard may have caught him on that right ankle. This is the second time we have stopped play. Earlier it was Nathan Hunter who looked like he may have injured his right hand down at first base, and now they'll check out Schaefer to see if he's going to be all right. Well, the thing I can think is that when Isaiah was sliding in, and you know Schaefer trying to keep his foot on the base to get that force, and may have just slid right into that right ankle, but apparently he's going to be all right. You can see him trying to run a little bit at second base. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ian is 0 for 1. He swung at the first pitch he saw to lead things off in the second inning. Ian continues to struggle at the plate, hitting only .224 coming in. There you see Renner trying to get out of this inning once again. Davis down at first base, and time is called. I think with Davis only 4 of 7 in the stolen base department. Earlham would love to see his numbers come up as well. We talk about him and Kendall Baker. Stretch and the pitch on the way, hit into center field. There is Turling. He will make the catch, and that'll do it for the Quakers. They go easily in the bottom half of inning number 4. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down to this one, 3-0.
Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120. Finding a used car dealership you can trust is not an easy thing to do, but for me, the choice was an easy one. I went to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. I purchased my last 2 cars from Tony's and couldn't be happier with the service. They didn't pressure me, and they worked with me through the entire process. If you're in the market for a great used vehicle, get to Tony's Car Sales in Richmond, 250 National Road West, or give them a call at 962-5665, or go to their website, tonyscarsales.com.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you this afternoon by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Thursday, the oven-roasted chicken, Friday, the tuna, and Saturday, the Black Forest ham. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Nathan Hunter scheduled to lead things off here in the top of inning number 5. Kyle Gorman back out once again. He gets in trouble here in the 5th inning. He may have a short day. The Quakers quiet in the bullpen, though. Dominic Michael is back up and set to throw just in case. Kyle's first pitch on the way is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hunter walked back in the first inning, popped up, I should say, back in the 3rd as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. Hunter came in hitting at .361 on the year. That pitch in there for strike 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's outside. And again, that delivery from Gorman. A little bit too far down in the side of his body as the 2-2 pitch popped him up. Second baseman Davis is there. We'll squeeze that one for out number 1. Here's Simon Schaefer.
With 1 down, now batting number 3, Simon Schaefer.
Quakers so far here this afternoon, just 2 base hits. Robertson and Isaiah Shake. And they're being out hit 6-2 as that pitch in there for a strike. Schaefer 0 for 2. He's flown out to left field twice. And here's the 0-1. Tap foul, and he quickly falls behind it. No balls and 2 strikes. Now, right now, the difference in this one, the 3 runs by Mount St. Joe in the 4th. The 0-2 pitch, just off the plate, 1-2. Really not a bad waste pitch that time. In fact, that might be one of the closer ones that Kyle has thrown on that delivery. As he comes back again, ground ball to the third baseman, Gendreau. High throw, but still able to pull that one down. Danny Dopp at first base, and there are 2 away. So Schaefer now 0 for 3, and that'll bring up Garrett Hogan.
With 2 away, now batting number 15, Garrett Hogan.
Hogan 1 for 2 of the runs scored. Hogan also doubles as their closer. That pitch in there for a strike. This could possibly be the first time today that we would see Gorman get through the inning without anyone getting on base as that pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Break-even pitch will bounce away from Ian Bach. We'll go to 2-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Again, 2 away here in the 5th. Boy, check swing, and he completely fooled him on that pitch. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a pretty good pitch there by Kyle Gorman. Again, the break-even pitch on the way is outside 3-2. Well, surprisingly, though, Gorman has not had his best stuff so far here today. You look at, he's only walked a couple, and he took something off that one, got him way out in front, and that'll do it here in the 5th inning as Gorman will strike out Hogan, and for the first time today, Mount St. Joe, no base runners. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 5 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 3-0.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
We'll see if the Quakers can get this offense rolling as we move now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Pensura, Baker, and Bryan all due up. That guy right there, Mr. Renner, has had a pretty good afternoon so far. No runs. He's given up just a couple of base hits. And right now holding on to a 3-0 lead as Renner sent to throw. Pensura struck out looking his first time up. And the pitch is up high, 1 ball, no strikes. The hitters will generally tell you, and they haven't seen Renner, just a freshman, get a couple of times through the lineup. Here's your 1-0 delivery. That one is hit well into left center field. That's going to fall in. Could be extra bases. Pensura making the big turn. He'll head to second with a stand-up double and a leadoff double by Brian Pensura here in the 5th inning. Well, we just mentioned that moments ago. You get a second and third look at a pitcher. Quakers now with 3 base hits. That's their first extra base hit of the ball game. And here is Kendall Baker. See if Baker will bunt him over, or will they let him swing away? Kendall again, 0 for 1. His batting average below 200. They'll come in on the corners, and he will show bunt, and he lays down a nice one. Sackett is low throw to first, dug out by the first baseman Mueller, but he advances the runner on to third. And so the Quakers willing to give up an out to get the runner into scoring position 90 feet closer. And now there's some question on whether I think that Kendall was in the batter's box when he bunted, but it looked like he was. That'll be a 2-3 sacrifice for 1 away, and that'll bring up Alec Bryan. The discussion now will take place between the home plate umpire and the field umpire. Earlham trying to break the ice here this afternoon. And we saw a discussion earlier on the Earlham side with Coach Sack, and now whatever discussion that was about is now over again. In the regular season, we only use 2 umpires. We'll see many more once you get into tournament play. As Alec Bryan will step to the plate. There's Alec again getting the start here today. Right-handed hitter now with a runner down at third in Pensura. The pitch in there for a strike. Alec had a game-winning base hit here at Sadler Stadium last week. The stretch by Renner. Runner gets the lead at third. The pitch on the way. That one's foul-tipped. Does not get by Sackett, the catcher. Does a nice job keeping that ball in front of him. And now Alec down to the count of no balls and 2 strikes. Boy, Quakers just get a run right here and trying to get some momentum headed back in their way against that guy right there in Renner, and now time is called. Boy, the Quakers double. That double by Pensura, their first hit since inning number 1, only their second or third base runner since the first inning. The stretch by Renner, check of the runner, and the pitch is on the way, and it's outside. And the count will go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is the first time today the Quakers have gotten a runner to third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Renner gets the sign. Time is called at the plate. Alec again just trying to use this at bat to his advantage. Maybe get Renner out of his rhythm a little bit. Here's the pitch on the way, and again fouled off. Good job that time by Alec Bryan. Could be a huge at bat right here for the Quakers. Try to get that first run across the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch on the way. Back up the middle. That's going to get through, or will it? No, the shortstop Hogan able to knock it down, but it'll be an infield base hit. It'll score the run, and the Quakers get on the board here in the 5th inning. Just enough to make sure that Hogan couldn't make a play on it. Quakers' second base hit of the inning. Here is the leadoff hitter, Mark Gendreau. Gendreau 0 for 2. Alec Bryan picking up his 4th run driven in on the year. And the sacrifice by Kendall Baker works, and the Quakers get on the board trailing at 3-1. There you see Mark, a 400 hitter coming in. No activity so far in the Mount St. Joe bullpen. And that pitch in there for a strike. Well, Renner again giving up his first run of the afternoon. See if Alec Bryan will be on the run right here. 4 of 6 in the stolen base department. Everybody in the lineup today, including the catcher Ian Bach, they have a stolen base. Quakers averaging nearly 5 stolen bases per game. Renner again will get the sign. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch on the way, bouncing in front of Sackett. Able to keep the ball in front of him. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Quakers coming into this one averaging almost 7 runs per game. Renner gets the sign. The runner takes off. The pitch is low and outside. The throw down not in time. That was not a good pitch for Sackett to handle. And now the Quakers have a runner in scoring position. 2 balls and Gendreau. Alec will pick up his 5th stolen base of the season. And that is what Earlham loves to do right there. They want to get out and run, but so far that has not been the case today. Pitches up high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Still just 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 5. Earlham trying to get a big inning going against Renner. Right-hander will come set. And the pitch on the way, that one will be hit to the right side. Schaefer, the second baseman, on to first, and advancing to third will be Alec Bryan. And here's Addison Robertson. So 2 away and Robertson, 1 for 2.
Addison Robertson.
Robertson is second on the team in runs driven in with 24. He's right behind Danny Dopp with 28. Chance here to make this a 3-2 ball game. Renner with the pitch on the way, low and outside, and Sackett does a nice job again keeping that ball in front of him. Ball comes off this turf a little bit different than it normally would off of the dirt in many of the other ballparks in the HCAC, so you really got to do a nice job of keeping it in front, not let that ball skip away. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and boy, Robertson out in front. And the count is even at 1-1 strike. Again, everything is turf here except that little area right in front of the pitcher. And you see it right at the feet of Renner. 1-1 strike as Renner will check the runner at third, and the pitch is on the way. It's outside, 2 balls and a strike. Quakers have had just 3 runners in scoring position here this afternoon. Renner gets the sign from Sackett. And the pitch on the way. Boy, that was a good pitch right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Robertson right here will step back in. Runner at third is Alec Bryan. The stretch by Renner, the pitch is on the way, and a breaking ball, and that didn't miss by much. 3-2. That was one of those 12-6 curveballs that time, looked like, by Renner. Boy, and Coach Sack will talk about it. Do not leave it up to the umpire to make a decision on a close call like that. Be up there and be ready to swing. Here's the payoff pitch on the way. That's going to be hit toward the shortstop, Hogan. Backhands it, knocks it down. Throw to first, not in time. And Addison Robertson able to drive in a run. Boy, they've hit a couple to Hogan, and he had to really go to get that one as well. As the Quakers pick up an infield base hit. And they make it a 3-2 ball game.
At bat number 7, Danny Tom.
Robertson now with his second base hit. Here's Danny Dopp. Boy, give Hogan credit. He got to that ball quickly, backhanded and made a strong throw to first, but not in time to get Robertson, and now it's 3-2. Dopp is 0 for 2, including a strikeout in the 4th inning. All right there for the Quakers. You get the double and the sacrifice. Bryan able to get a base hit. Pitches up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Gendro able to hit it to the right side, as now we'll see Sackett out to talk to Renner. And Earlham again with an infield base hit, able to make it a 3-2 ball game. Quakers now with 5 base hits. Danny back in. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Pop him up, and it goes foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's see if Danny can get something going here. He had a great series against Defiance. Top ended up hitting a couple of home runs in that 2-game sweep. Renner set to throw once he gets to the side. A check of the runner at first. The pitch out. The snap thrown. It goes over the head of Mueller. Robertson will stay at second base, and that'll be a throwing error on the catcher, Sackett. Well, the pitch out was on, and Sackett just missing his target. Mueller down at first base. So that'll be the first error of the day by Mount St. Joe. Quakers now have a runner in scoring position for Danny Dopp. Time called. Two balls and 1 strike now to Dopp. There you see Renner trying to get out of the inning. Checks the runner at second. And Hogan coming from behind. Robertson. I mean, we have seen, by the way, Robertson steal third, and so he's not afraid to take a chance. Question is, do you want to take the bat out of the hands of Danny Dopp, as well as he has been swinging at this at least over the last several games? The stretch again by Renner. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss, throw down to third, and he is safe. So Robertson with a stolen base. And we're at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Good job again by Robertson. Robertson now with 25 out of 26 stolen bases this year. Stretch by Renner. The pitch is low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Earlham a chance here to tie the ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning. Earlham with it. Again, 2 stolen bases in the inning. The stretch by Renner, check of the runner at third. Here's the pitch on the way, popped him up on the right side. Schaefer, the second baseman, is there, and he'll squeeze that one for the final out here at the bottom of the 5th inning. But the Quakers get 2 runs back. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail at 3-2.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Quakers will be back in action tomorrow. At least we hope they'll be back in action tomorrow. We are looking at perhaps a time change for tomorrow's game. It is originally scheduled for 4 o'clock. They may move it back depending on some rain that is anticipated for the area tomorrow. They'll take on Adrian, ranked number 25 in the country. Nonetheless, make sure you go to GoEarlham.com, and they'll keep you updated on any further information on that matchup. Again, Adrian tomorrow, originally scheduled for 4, but we'll keep you updated. And then the Quakers have 2 huge road contests coming up. Jose Bustamante will lead things off, followed by Bowman and Sackett. Quakers get 2 back as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch on the way by Gorman in there for a strike. Now, it has been the history of Gorman. As the game goes along, he has a tendency to get stronger. Let's see if that'll be the case again here today. Here's the pitch. Hit well, and the shortstop, Pinsura, tried to backhand that one deep in the hole. Can't get to it, so Bustamante will lead things off with a second base hit. And that'll bring up now Luke Bowman.
At bat number 4, Luke Bowman.
Bowman 1 for 2, a run scored. He also has driven in a run. He will show a bunt. The pitch is in there for a strike. Bowman coming in 286 on the year. He has driven in 12. Now 13 with an RBI earlier. He will bunt. Coming off the mound once again for the Quakers will be Gorman, and the sacrifice is successful. And that'll bring up Darren Sackett. So 1 away here in the 6th. And now a visit to the mound. That's going to be it. In fact, that will do it. As Kyle Gorman apparently is done, the Quakers will head to their bullpen. We will see Dominic Michael step in. So Earlham makes a change on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 3-2.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
There is Dominic Michael. We had seen him in the bullpen back in the fourth inning, so he's been up and throwing for the last 2 innings or so, and the freshman will come in 5 1/3 innings today for the starter. And Kyle Gorman, he still has a runner on base that is his responsibility. Give you some numbers on Dominic Michael coming into this one here this afternoon as the Quakers make an early change. And for Dominic on the season, as he gets his final warm-up tosses in, he has now, at least in coming into this one, Dominic making his 10th appearance. 19 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks. He is 1-0 on the year with an ERA of 1.83. So the Quakers the first to go to their bullpen, and that'll bring up now Darren Sackett. Sackett singled back in the second, reached on an error in the fourth. The stretch by the freshman, and the pitch is on the way, and it's low for a ball. Mount St. Joe trying to get a run back after giving up 2 runs to the Quakers in the last half inning. The stretch. And the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. Mount St. Joe again, 3 runs in the fourth, and now have a runner in scoring position with Jose Bustamante down at second. Outfield will stay straight away, though Sackett, a left-handed hitter. Quakers very rarely will shift in the outfield. That one is hit well, but foul. And we'll go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sackett back in as Dominic will come set. The pitch. That one's going to be lifted into left field. That's going to be a base hit. And so now runners at first and third. Sackett, his second base hit. And with 1 away, here's Brandon Mueller. So now Mount St. Joe threatening here in inning number 6. Mueller had that base hit back in the 4th inning that drove in a couple of runs. The stretch by Michael. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that stays up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Mueller, big right-handed hitter. Hitting .205 coming into this one. A big cut and a miss. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Bustamante at third. Let's see if doubt Sackett's going to go anywhere down at first base. The stretch, and he bluffs stealing at first, and that one swung on and hit foul. In fact, he got a great jump Sackett down at first base. I thought the way he took off, he was going to go. One ball, two strikes. No one throwing now in the Earlham bullpen as Dominique will come sat. Here's the pitch on the way, low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Earlham trying to get out of trouble here in inning number 6 after cutting that deficit from 3-0 to 3-2. Boy, I'd hate to give a run back right here as Bach will set up on the outside corner. The pitch on the way, lifted high in the air. There is Alec Bryan. Bryan will make the catch. Runner at third will tag, and he'll stay put. As a nice throw by Alec Bryan, and that's a huge out for the Quakers here in the 6th inning.
With 2 away at bat number 20, Trevor Thurling.
Here's Thurling, the number 9 hitter. Now with 2 away, Thurling picked up a base hit back in the 3rd. He is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. So we will continue to play here with 2 away, and again, runners at first and third. And Thurling will step up. He struck out back in the 4th inning. Michael will come set. Here's the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. This would be huge right here for this Earlham baseball team. Just get out of this inning with no further damage done and then get your bats going again in the bottom half of inning number 6. Bustamante down at third. Sackett at first base. The stretch. The delivery on the way is hit high in the air. Down the left field line. Bryan is there. Will make the catch as that ball comes back into fair territory. And he makes the catch. Had wind wreaking havoc a little bit there for Alec Bryan, but the Quakers get out of the inning. And Mount St. Joe will leave 2 runners on base. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 6. Quakers trail this one 3-2.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
Isaiah Shake will lead things off as we move now to the bottom half of inning number 6. So 5 1/3 innings today for Kyle Gorman. He'll give up 3 runs on the afternoon as Renner stays in, and his first pitch is up high. 1 ball, no strikes. So Dominic Michael does his job in relief here in inning number 6. So now, can the Quakers get to the right-hander Renner as that pitch is a called strike? Isaiah singled back in the first inning, walked in the 4th. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-2 now to Isaiah Shake. Renner set to throw the high leg kick and the pitch, and it's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, tapped right back to the pitcher, Renner. And his throw to first in time. There's one away. Here's Dre Davis. Dre's 0 for 2 this afternoon. There you see Dre as he gets set to face Renner once again, and that pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Davis a strikeout victim in the first and reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Renner long look as he gets the pitch on the way. It's up high, 2-0. Quakers with just 5 hits so far this afternoon off Renner here in game 1 of our scheduled doubleheader. Ground ball to the shortstop, Hogan. Low throw, but dug out by Mueller, and there's 2 away. Here's Ian Bach.
With grounds now batting number 5, Ian Bach.
Ian is 0 for 2. Held despite the 2-run 5th inning, the Quakers have been held in check as that one has hit foul. Not a whole lot of sparks so far in this Earlham offense here today. Of the 5 hits, 1 extra base hit. That was the double by Pinsura to lead things off in the 5th. As Renner jumps out in front of Ian Bach, no balls and a strike. The right-hander's pitch is low, and the count is even at 1-1. They may let Renner go as far as he can go today. There's no one throwing in their bullpen. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball called strike, and now Ian behind at 1-2. Renner gets the sign as Saka will set up on the outside corner, and that pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Catcher Saka may have caught that one off of his wrist as the umpire will walk out and hand the baseball to Renner. That'll give Saka a chance to recover a little bit. It looked like once it bounced, it caught a piece of his left wrist. You can see Sackett right there trying to shake it out. Just a little courtesy there, as we always see between the catcher and the umpire. If the umpire gets tagged at some point, catcher will give him a chance to recover and vice versa. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away here in the 6th inning as Renner trying to make it another quick one for Mount St. Joe. Grounded foul. There's Ian trying to get his first base hit of the afternoon. Renner a long look this time into Sackett, and time is called. Now, by the way, Renner's been throwing pretty quick today. He's kind of slowed down his pace perhaps a little bit here in the 6th inning. But overall, he's been pretty quick. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, and it missed just outside. Boy, that was really close again. That looked like a pretty good pitch that time by Renner. Sackett tried to frame that one, but I thought it was a pretty good pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Renner gets the sign, the leg kick, and the pitch. Grounded back up the middle, and Ian will get a base hit. A 2-out single by Ian Bach, and the Quakers pick up hit number 6 And they'll get a runner on here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 22, Brian Pinsura.
And that'll bring up Brian Pinsura. El Pinsura struck out looking back in the 2nd inning, doubled and scored in the 5th. So now see if the Quakers can get something rolling here in the 6th inning with 2 away. Popped him up on the left side. Third baseman is there, and he'll make the catch as that ball again drifting back into fair territory. Rothwell will make the catch, and that'll do it for the Quakers in the bottom half of inning number 6. We will head to the 7th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Mount St. Joe on top of Earlham, 3-2.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com.
We were talking tomorrow if the schedule stays the same. Again, it'll be a 4 o'clock start time for the non-conference matchup against Adrian. But how about these next 2 matchups for the Quakers? You talk about controlling your own destiny. They'll travel to Franklin coming up on Saturday. And then they don't play until, again, the following Saturday. They'll play Franklin for 2 and Anderson for 2, the top 2 teams right now in the HCAC standings. So those 4 games could make or break whether the Quakers will not only get into the tournament but also perhaps host the tournament again this year. Rothwell will lead things off as Dominic Michael's first pitch is lifted high in the air. Shake will wait for that one to come down, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 7th. Rothwell now 0 for 4 today. That'll bring up Nathan Hunter.
Now batting number 6, Nathan Hunter.
I think we're not only looking at maybe some separation perhaps this weekend, but boy, the Quakers will have 4 straight against the top 2 teams. That's going to be huge as that pitch is up high. 1 ball, no strikes. The good news is you don't play next week. You get plenty of preparation time, plenty of rest, getting ready for Anderson at Anderson. 1-0 pitch on the way is a breaking ball that stays inside, 2-0. Hunter 0 for 2 with a walk. That came back in the 1st inning. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Low and outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's your 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. So far, no one throwing in the Quaker bullpen at the moment as that pitch is outside for ball 4. And that'll put Nathan Hunter on for the 2nd time via the walk. And here's Simon Schaefer. And now a right-hander. That may be Matt Mathias throwing for the Quakers. Schaefer 0 for 3. Grounded at his last time up as he'll step up against Dominic Michael. That one is hit back up the middle. The runner got a good lead down at second base, and then he is going to be safe as Davis tried to backhand that one and step on the bag, and everybody is safe. Schaefer will reach on the fielder's choice. And now the decision whether Hunter will reach second base on an error or not. Is that ball, again, right to Davis? All he had to do is step on the bag as Garrett Hogan will step to the plate. And now runners at first and second. There you see Garrett Hogan. And by the way, Nathan Hunter got a great jump off Dominic Michael. But again, runners at first and second. The stretch and time called. Well, all but one inning so far today, Mount St. Joe has had a base runner on base. Pitch on the way is in the dirt. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. I think for Dre Davis, he was trying to get that baseball perhaps before Nathan Hunter made that slide and stepped back on the base and just dropped the baseball. So now the Lions a chance here with runners at first and second. Double steal popped up to the right side. This could be trouble as coming on will be Baker. He'll make the catch, and the runners will retreat back to first and second. So Mount St. Joe trying to run a little bit here in the 7th inning as Hogan flies out for out number 2, and that'll bring up Jose Bustamante. Bustamante, couple of base hits, a run scored. And so the Quakers get Hogan, the number 4 hitter, to fly out to right field. And now with 2 outs, time called by Bustamante. Mount St. Joe taking a page out of the Earlham playbook and trying to run here in the inning as that pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Good job by Ian Bach to backhand that one. Again, you get a true bounce off of the field turf, which is a huge advantage, especially if you're behind the plate. And again, there's not a whole lot of room behind home plate and the backstop, so if the ball gets away, you can advance probably at second and third, but not always at third to home. As that pitch in there for a strike. And the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter down at second base, Schaefer's at first. Time called once again. You saw right there, that's Dominic Michael looking back at Dre Davis. It's probably going to make sure who is going to cover second in case he decides to go back to second base. As Dominic looks twice, comes home with a pitch, swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Dominic as Bustamante falls behind at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, Mount St. Joe's really done a good job today getting runners in scoring position as this one is hit foul. And will stay at 1 and 2. Four out of these 7 innings they've threatened. By the way, it is a right-hander throwing in the bullpen for the Quakers, and it looks like it is Matt Mathias. Runners will attempt to take off. The pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I say attempt simply because Hunter got a huge lead down at second base. Danny Dott playing behind the runner at first, so right now the key is perhaps what Nathan Hunter can do down at second base as Dominic will come set. The pitch on the way, hit foul. That's a pretty good cut right there by Bustamante. We will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. This is game 1. Mount St. Joe got on the board first, and Quakers come back, got 2 of their own, trailing it by 1 as Michael comes set. Here's the pitch, and got him looking. That's a good pitch right there by Dominic Michael as Bustamante caught looking. And the Lions will leave 2 runners on base once again here in the 7th inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one 3-2.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
Kendall Baker will lead things off for the Quakers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Quakers down 3-2. Baker 0 for 1, a sacrifice back in the 5th inning, helping the Quakers get those 2 runs across. As Renner, the right-hander, set to throw again, and the pitch in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. And they'll try to take away the bunt. Rothwell coming in close at third. Kendall very rarely drag bunts. He usually tries to push it toward the third baseman. And he'll hit this one down the line, and coming over to make the catch on the run will be Bustamante. And there's one away. Now Kendall trying to go the opposite way. Here is Alec Bryan. Alec, 1 for 2, a run scored, a stolen base. He has driven in a run. Earlham starting to run out of at-bats here in this one as we play in the bottom of the 7th inning. And so far, other than the 5th inning, Renner has pretty much had his way today against the Quakers. That one hit back up the middle, and so Alec Bryan, his second base hit. And the Quakers pick up hit number 7, and they'll have a man on here for Mark Gendreau.
At that number 40, Mark Gendreau.
Well, see if the Quakers can get something rolling here and try to get a Renner out of the ball game, get to that Mount St. Joe bullpen. See if Mark has now time called. There's the catcher going out. We'll see a visit to the mound as well. There was no one throwing in the Mount St. Joe bullpen at the time of this visit, so there's no one ready to go as of yet. So this will be more of a get the bullpen prepared. But again, Renner has thrown well here today. So far, 6 1/3 innings, giving up just seven hits so far, 2 runs. Really, other than the 5th inning where he gave up those 2 runs, he really has not been in too much trouble here today. So Mark will step to the plate as Gendreau 0 for 3. Renner really slowing his pace down now here in the 7th. Once he gets the sign, comes home with a pitch, it's in there for a strike. I would say Renner, even though he got a little bit of trouble in the 5th inning, his pace was really much, much faster even into the 6th inning. But he also knows if the bullpen is to get ready, they need a little bit of time. The stretch by Renner and a throw to first. Renner again will come set. Here's the stretch runner first will take off. The pitch is high and inside. The throw down to second. Got him. That's a tough call right there. And that's going to issue a response here by Steve Sakasitz. I thought he was in. Alec got a great jump, and I don't think there's any doubt he beat the throw, but they're going to call Alec Bryan out for out number 2, and so the Quakers lose a base runner here in the inning. And though Steve Sakasitz out there talking with the field umpire, I have yet to see anyone make a change in a call like that, and that's a tough one for the Quakers, especially when you're talking about perhaps getting the tying run at second base and the top of the order at the plate. So Coach Sack will make his way back to the dugout, and 2 away for Gendreau. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. That may be the key to this one right now for the Quakers. So now Renner will work with 2 away. Gendreau calling time, and now step back in. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball in there, strike 2. Well, that's a big out right there for Renner. Time is called as the ball gets loose in the Mount St. Joe bullpen and comes out on the playing field. There is a left-hander beginning to warm up now for the Lions. The 1-2 pitch on the way, got him looking. So the Quakers had their opportunities here in the 7th inning as Mark will strike out for out number 3. We will head to the top half of inning number 8 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down 3-2.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
Now, Quakers may look back at the bottom half of the 7th inning in which they had 1 out, and Alec Bryan appeared to have a stolen base to his credit, but the umpire called him out trying to steal second base, and so the Quakers go down quietly in the 7th inning, and now we will head to the 8th. We're going to try to check that scoreboard for you again and get you an update on the other matchup that's going on today. We mentioned Franklin had beaten Rose in the first game 10-2. They're now beating Rose in the top of the 9th inning in game 2 5-3. So Franklin right now looks like they may sweep those 2 games. So that even magnifies this one even a little bit more as Luke Bowman scheduled to step to the plate. And now you see Steve Sakasitz coming out to talk with the home plate umpire. And again, well, I'm not sure what this one is about, but Steve is very animated right there. You see him right there to the right of your screen, but I'm not sure, again, what this discussion would be about. And now they'll go down and talk with the field umpire. We generally are never privy to what the discussion is about until generally way after the ball game or at some time throughout the remainder of the week on Strictly Baseball, but so far we're not sure what this is about. In fact, there's the entire Earlham team kind of standing around, at least the infield. Now Sack on his way back to the dugout. And Bowman set to come to the plate here in the top of the 8th inning. Bowman, Sackett, and Mueller. By the way, in the bullpen for Mount St. Joe, that is Garrett Hogan. As the first pitch by Dominic Michael in there for a strike, we mentioned Hogan is their closer. He is their shortstop as well, so they would have to make a change. Dominic will come set, and the pitch on the way, grounded to the left side. Pinsura, the throw to first is off the mark, and he'll be safe. So that'll be a throwing error on Pinsura. Quakers, their second error. And now Mount St. Joe has a runner on here in the 8th inning. Here's Sackett. Sackett 2 for 3 today. But he's been on base all 3 times. Jandro will play in at third. The stretch by Michael, the pitch. He'll show a bunt. The pitch is inside as he pulls back. And we'll go to 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, the bottom of the order, if you look at the numbers for Mount St. Joe, though their batting average at the bottom of the order is not particularly very good. They've gotten on base a lot. Bunt again, and it'll be bunted foul. I mean, you look at Bustamante, he's been on base 3 times. Bowman's been on base 3 times. Sackett's been on base 3 times. Mueller and Thurling have also been on base. So they've done a very good job at the bottom half of their order. 1 ball and 1 strike, the pitch. Bunted again, bunted foul again. So Sackett unable to get the bunt down 2 times in a row. Trying to get the runner Bowman down to second base. Quakers need to hold right here and get those bats going again. They're down to their final 6 outs. That pitch in the dirt, runner will stay. Though Bowman took an extra step towards second base. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good job again for the Earlham catcher, Ian Bach, to keep that ball in front of him. We've seen both catchers, Sackett and Ian, play well defensively here today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first will get a pretty good lead. Here's the stretch by Michael and the pitch. That's going to be hit foul. We will stay at 2-2, and still throwing in the bullpen, Matt Mathias. We may see Matt come in the 9th inning, depending what happens with the Quakers offensively in the bottom half of the 8th. The stretch by Michael. And the break-even pitch again, hit foul. That's a good cut there by Sackett. Sackett singled back in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th, and singled in the 6th inning. The stretch and the pitch, and this will be hit toward the second baseman, Davis. Davis will try to get the force at second base, and he is safe. Ball was dropped by Pinsura. And so now runners at first and second. I would think you'd see another error there by Pinsura. That ball was a catchable baseball.
Number 40, Brandon Mueller.
So now runners at first and second for Mueller. That would be 3 errors on the Quakers here today, and that's a big one. The stretch again by Michael. He'll show bunt, the pitch coming inside and hits him. And now the wheels starting to come off of the Quakers here in the 8th inning. And we will have another visit to the mound. Matt Mathias looks like he's ready, and they're going to make the change. So the Quakers go back to their bullpen. A pitching change is coming on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 3-2. It's going to hit the monster, and nope, it's going to clear the monster in left field. Pitch hit well, goodbye, see you later. This one is no doubt about it. If your car's parked out there, be careful. Popped him up, right field, that'll do it. Quakers win it. Payoff pitch on the way back up the middle, base hit, nearly took the umpire out, and the Quakers will win.
Oh, yeah, that's what's known as a home run, ladies and gentlemen.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, mancinosofrichmond.com.
There is Matt Mathias. He has been in the bullpen the last couple of innings. He is set to go. By the way, another final in that earlier contest is Rose doing Earlham no favors as Franklin wins their 24th game of the year. They're now 9-1 in the HCAC. Franklin sweeps the doubleheader today 10-2 and 5-3. So again, Franklin 9-1 in the conference. Turling will step to the plate here in the 8th inning. Base is loaded. And again, no outs. Infield is in. The stretch. And the pitch on the way is low for a ball, 1-0. Well, they will say apparently he did not go around 1-0. I'm going to try to check the numbers here on Matt Mathias' 15th appearance, 29 innings. He's given up 22 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned, 23 strikeouts, 9 walks. He is 3-0, a save, and an ERA of 1.55. The pitch on the way is low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike, so they will see one around the first time. Turling singled back in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, flew out in the 6th inning. Bowman at 3rd, Sackett at 2nd, Mueller's at 1st. The stretch. And Mathias set to throw. The pitch on the way, hit hard, right at the 3rd baseman, Jandro. He'll get the force at home. And Bowman sliding across the plate went right over the mask of Ian Bach. But that's a nice play by Jandro to get the force at home.
Now batting number 23, Roman Rothwell.
We will head to the top of the order as the Quakers get a huge out right there. Now a ground ball can get you a double play and get out of the inning. Rothwell having a tough afternoon, 0 for 4. The pitch by Matthias, high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Quakers right now just trying to keep this thing within striking distance here in the top of the 8th inning. Matthias again looking into his catcher, Ian Bach, time called. Rothwell grounded out in the first, flew out in the third, lined out in the fourth, and flew out in the 7th inning. The stretch again by Matthias. Here's the pitch on the way, and a breaking ball. Caught the inside corner for a strike. We talked with Matt a few weeks ago. His confidence level very high coming into this season. He had a chance to play some summer baseball. Quakers now have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. That's Spencer Owen. As that pitch is low, 2-1. But Matthias having a very good year out of the bullpen. He's had a start to his credit this year. Rothwell back in, the leadoff hitter for the Lions. The stretch. That high lay kick and the pitch, and that's a ground ball foul left side. Now we'll go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Matthias, a senior. There you see the right-hand hitter Rothwell. Matthias once again set to throw, the pitch on the way. Grounded foul once again. A good battle now going on between Rothwell and Matt Matthias. 3 straight innings now that the Lions have had runners in scoring position, and they have not been able to get a runner across the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, Matthias set to throw, and the pitch on the way got him looking. That's a pretty good pitch again. Boy, Matthias, excellent breaking ball. And that's a huge out for the Quakers, and here is Nathan Hunter.
Number 6, Nathan Hunter.
Hunter has walked twice today. He's 0 for 2. Now we'll see if Matthias can get one more. The stretch, here's the pitch, and that's going to be hit toward the third baseman. Jandro steps on the bag, and the Quakers get out of the inning. Matt Matthias doing his job here in the 8th. Quakers on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, trail at 3-2.
New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of this serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831. Or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters. A division of Richmond Power and Light.
Well, Mount St. Joe will stay with Nathan Renner as he will pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Quakers trail at 3-2, and Steve Sakasitz is still talking to the home plate umpire. You see him right there at the bottom right of your screen, and I would be curious to know what that discussion is about. It didn't appear, at least when we were watching the progression of the game in the top of the 8th inning, that anything changed. So apparently they're in agreement now, and now the Quakers go to work offensively. It'll be Robertson, Dopp, and Shake as we go 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Robertson 2 for 3. And this is a guy right here you'd love to get on base. Renner set to throw, and his pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Quakers have been wanting to get to that Mount St. Joe bullpen, but it has not happened so far here this afternoon in game number 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's up high. That'll even the count at 1-1. Robertson also one of the 2 RBI this afternoon. Wind again picking up a little bit here at Sadler Stadium as Renner set to throw, and the pitch caught the outside corner. It's 1-2. Renner has been tough. He has kept the Quakers overall off balance pretty much the entire afternoon. That pitch is low, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and again, just a freshman. Well, if you want to get it going, here's Robertson. Here's the order that you're looking for. Number 2, 3, and 4, and then, of course, Dre Davis, who's been swinging a hot bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's low, 3-2. Of course, we'll take a walk as well, especially if you can get Robertson on base. Stolen base earlier in the contest. Robertson now with 25 stolen bases on the year. Renner gets the sign from Sackett. Here is the payoff pitch on the way. Grounded in the hole. It's going to be tough as Hogan able to knock it down. That'll be another infield base hit for the Quakers. And they get their stolen base leader on base here in the 8th inning.
Stepping up to the plate, number 7, Danny Dopp.
Here's Danny Dopp. Danny 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice way back in the 1st inning. Now Earlham has the tying run at first base. Stretch by Renner. And he'll throw to first. Well, right now, no one throwing in the Mount St. Joe bullpen. There's a look at Danny Dopp. Had that huge series against Defiance. Can he come up big here in the 8th inning? The pitch on the way. It's a strike. No balls and a strike to Dopp. Center fielder Turling now shaded toward left field. There's a pretty good gap between Turling and Hunter in right center. Pitch is outside. Almost looked like a pitch out that time for Sackett. Well, Quakers have been in this position several times this year. Close ball games at the end, so nothing new here. 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch by Renner, throw to first. And they are fully aware of what Addison Robertson has been able to do in the stolen base department this year. Now 25 of 26. Renner will come set. The pitch on the way is up high, 2-1. And that's what the Quakers are hoping. They can get Renner focused so much on the base runner that he could make a mistake to Dopp or Isaiah Shake. Dopp back in as Renner set to throw. The stretch, and the pitch runner takes off. The pitch is outside. The throw down to second, and he's safe this time. Now, that one almost looked like he was out, and the last one we saw with Alec Brine looked like he was safe, as Schaefer wasn't quite sure that was the right call. The Quakers are going to take it this time. 3 balls and a strike, the count now to Danny Dopp. Second stolen base of the ball game now for Addison Robertson. And now the home plate umpire stepping away as Danny Dopp does as well. We've had a couple of delays here in this first game, and I'm not sure what the home plate umpire would be marking here. Three balls and a strike. As Dopp is back in, Quakers now have the tying run at second base. Long look now by Renner. Robertson to the lead at second. The stretch, here's the pitch on the way, and that's just off the plate. And now the Quakers have runners at first and second, no outs. And that'll bring up Isaiah Shake. And we will have a visit to the mound. And I think we will have a pitching change. We will tell you about the new pitcher coming up in just a moment as Renner is done for the day. Quakers trying to rally here in the bottom of the eighth inning. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
The Purdue Polytechnic Institute in Richmond is part of a statewide network that offers the same technology degrees available in West Lafayette. The benefit of earning your degree at the Richmond location is that the campus is small enough to provide you with dedicated one-to-one attention while you earn your degree from Purdue University. Purdue Polytechnic of Richmond. Give them a call at 973-8228 or go to their website for more information at polytechnic.purdue.edu.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Let's give you the changes now as the Lions will go to their bullpen. We will see Simon Schaefer move from second to short. Patrick Murray, the freshman out of Cincinnati, will take over at second base. And the closer coming in, this is Garrett Hogan. See if we can find you some numbers on Hogan so far this year. Hogan will step in for the, 10th time. 8 1/3 innings, giving up just 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. He is 1-1 on the year with 3 saves and no ERA.
Shortstop is Simon Schaefer, playing at second base, number 10, Patrick Murray, taking over the mound.
So a double switch here for the Lions. Isaiah Shake, as you see Hogan set to throw, and you see Isaiah Shake.
For the Quakers, number 33, Isaiah Shake.
Isaiah will step to the plate, 1 for 2 of the walk. Isaiah singled back in the first inning. Hogan in relief here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The stretch and the pitch. He'll show bunt, bunts it in the air, and diving and making the catch is Sackett for the out. Huge play by the catcher Sackett. And Isaiah Shake unable to get the bunt down here in the 8th inning, and there's 1 away. Boy, great play by that young man right there, Sackett. He went all out to make that catch, and here's Dre Davis. Boy, got to get that bunt down. Dre is 0 for 3 today. Dre came in hitting at .345. The stretch by Hogan. He'll check the runner at second and comes home with a pitch, and it's a fastball up high. Boy, how big is that out? So 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 ball, no strikes to Davis. Runners at first and second. There's a strike. And the count is even a 1-1. Hogan a chance, if he goes into the next inning, to pick up a save here tonight. That's a ground ball to the third baseman, Rothwell. He will lay the tag on as Addison Robertson trying to get away from Rothwell to make sure they don't get the double play and end the inning. But now 2 away. Here's Ian Bach.
Now batting number 5, Ian Bach.
Ian 1 for 3, did single his last time up. Well, I tell you what, this would be a huge inning for Mount St. Joe to come out of this. Both teams have had opportunities in several different occasions. That breaking ball is low, 1-0. But this is Earlham's best chance since they scored the 2 runs back in the 5th inning. As we said already, we know that Franklin has swept their 2 games today from Rose, so now Franklin owns a 9-1 record in the conference. The stretch by Hogan. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, right field. Going back on it will be Hunter. He'll make the catch, and the fire put out by Hogan here in the 8th inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one 3-2. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Earlham Baseball being brought to you by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group, who has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school group or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school group or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. Give him a call at 969-3400. Simon Schaefer will lead things off as we move now to the top of the 9th inning. Matt Mathias back in, and this is lined toward the shortstop. One hop to Pensura, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th. Here is Garrett Hogan, the pitcher.
Now batting the pitcher, number 15, Garrett Hogan.
Hogan 1 for 4 with a run scored. That one right off the leg of Mathias. He will field and throw. How about Matt Mathias? I know that one hurt, but he got the out right there, and that one caught him square on the thigh, and he's all right. They will check him out just to make sure, but he got up pretty quick, and I'm not sure what would hurt Matt Mathias. He is out of Lagodi, but he might as well be out of like Long Beach, California. He can be a strange guy sometimes, but he's fun. Yeah, look at him right there. See, he's all right. Here's Jose Bustamante. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 9th inning. The pitch by Mathias, and he misses inside, 1-0. Now Matt's going to let a little line drive off his leg, bother him too much as he gets a chance to throw again. That will come set. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball in the outside corner. And the count is even a 1-1 strike. Bustamante has been on base 3 times, struck out his last time up. This is his first look at Matthias. The pitch. Ooh. Now the fans are letting the home plate umpire know they didn't appreciate that ball call. It looked like it was pretty close. 2-1. Almost the same location. 3 balls and a strike. Umpire indicating to Matthias the pitch was a little bit high. Your 3-1 lifted high into right field. Baker is there for the Quakers in an easy inning for Matt Matthias and the Quakers. Now they've got to get their bats going as we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one 3-2.
Our community. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Quakers trail at 3-2. Brian Pinsur will lead things off. Then it's Kendall Baker and Alec Bryan. Quakers would lose here tonight. They would fall then 2.5 games behind Franklin, as that pitches up high in the HCAC standings. And again, they have the head-to-head series coming up on Saturday in Franklin. Here's the pitch by Hogan. Swing and a miss. Hogan a chance to get a save here tonight. Pinsura back in as the Quakers need base runners right here. The late kick and the pitch popped him up to the right side, and that'll go to play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pinsura struck out back in the 2nd, doubled in the 5th, and flew out in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and it's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Long look down by Hogan. And the right-hander set to throw. The pitch is popped up to the right side. Should be an easy play for the first baseman. That is Mueller to squeeze it. And there's one away. So now the Quakers down to their final 2 outs. Here's Kendall Baker.
Number 1, Kendall Baker.
Quakers have managed 8 hits so far here tonight, but just 2 runs. That fastball is up high, 1-0. Alec Bryan is on deck. Alec, a couple of base hits to his credit tonight. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. There you see one of the 4 seniors. That is Kendall Baker. Has that relatively open stance from the left side as the pitch on the way is low, 2-1. Kendall 0 for 2 with the sacrifice. That was a huge sacrifice back in the 5th inning. But now trying to get on base here against that guy right there. That is Hogan, the right-hander. The pitch. Outside corner for strike 2. Each team with 8 base hits. Two balls and 2 strikes. Hogan looks into Sackett, gets the sign. There's the leg kick. Here's the pitch. Got him looking. On the outside corner, too close to watch. And there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Alec Bryan as the Quakers now down to their final out here in game 1. Mentioned Alec with a couple of base hits here tonight. Had what we thought was a stolen base back in the 7th inning, a swing and a miss. And he falls behind a no balls and a strike. Alec, a stolen base and a run scored. And has driven in a run. Here's the pitch. Check swing. He went around, and now the Quakers down to their final strike. Well, Earlham just not getting that offense going here in game number 1. They'll have to hope for a split. Here's the 0-2 pitch up high. 1-2 now to Bryan. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and it's low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Earlham trying to hold on. They will, if they lose this one, see their 6-game winning streak snapped. Boy, the big one, though, is they'd fall to 6-3 in the conference. The break-even pitch on the way, and it's grounded back up the middle, and that'll get through. Alec Bryan picking up his 3rd base hit, and Earlham stays alive here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 9th base hit by the Quakers. And that'll bring up Mark Gendreau. Gendreau's 0 for 4. Now the Quakers still alive here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The stretch and the pitch on the way is low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bryan going nowhere at first. They're going to try to let Gendreau do his job, get a base hit. Stretch again by Hogan. The pitch on the way is low, 2-0. And now the catcher Sackett out to talk to Hogan, and we have a visit to the mound as well. Trying to settle him down a little bit. Again, the Quaker is going to be very choosy and hopefully not too choosy. Want to try to make Hogan throw some pitches here in the 9th inning. Mount St. Joe wins. They're going to go to 500 in the conference. That would put them ahead of Rose-Hulman. They would actually jump into a tie with Transylvania for 4th place. So Mark back in a short discussion with Hogan. As the right-hander comes set and the pitch. Inside for ball 3. Addison Robertson on deck. He's had a good day today. 3 hits. Love to have him at the plate as they'll throw to first. Love to have him at the plate with 2 runners on base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Stretch again by Hogan. He'll come set. Here's the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. Mark taking all the way as you see him looking down at third base. If he has something to hit, go ahead and drive it. Try to get it into the alleys here. It's only 375, but boy, you get a good roll. You can get it to the fence. That pitch is up high, and he goes in and takes it for ball 4. Now the Quakers have runners at first and second. Here's Robertson. Well, perhaps for Hogan, a pressure situation that he hasn't faced very much this year. Quakers have been known to come back in the late stages of a ball game, and they're hoping to do it here as you see Robertson step to the plate. There is Hogan. And time will be called by Robertson. Spencer Owen is still throwing in the Earlham bullpen just in case. The stretch by Hogan. The pitch on the way to the plate is up high for a ball. And now the right-hander having a difficult time finding the strike zone. No one throwing in the Mount St. Joe bullpen. Robertson back in as Hogan gets the sign from Sackett. He'll come set. Here's the pitch on the way. It's up high again, 2-0. That's not a good sign if you're the Mount St. Joe coaching staff to see your pitcher high in the strike zone. Robertson does have some home run power. 2 home runs this year. He's going to be very patient right here and make Hogan throw a strike. And he hits it foul. That's a pretty good cut, 2-1. I'm actually kind of surprised he swung at that one. Hogan had been struggling, and apparently Robertson saw a pitch he could not let go by. Runners again at first and second. 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Quakers trail it by 1, and now Hogan will look the runner back to second base. That is Alec Bryan. Gendro's at first. Dare I think the Quakers try a double steal or anything like that here late in the ball game. Here's the pitch on the way. In the dirt. 3-1. Danny Dopp on deck, and we had talked about it early in the ball game, what Danny had done at Defiance. Maybe due here tonight as well as Robertson steps back in. Hogan down in the count at 3 balls and a strike. Bryan with a lead at second base. Gendro at first. Time called. Boy, what a pressure situation it is for that man right there. Hogan trying to wrap it up for Mount St. Joe. That one's hit well. Base hit. Into left field. They're going to hold the runner at second base, score the tying run as Bryan will cross the plate, and we're tied at 3 apiece. How about that? Addison Robertson coming up with a big base hit. And the Quakers have come back to tie this ball game here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Robertson, his second run driven in. 4 base hits by Robertson on the day. None bigger than that one, and now Danny Dopp. By the way, all of this happening with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and now we will see. That is Steve Sackasitz coming out. He was pointing down to second base. Gendro is at second. And it looks like they're going to pinch run for Gendro. And that is going to be James Grace.
Pinch running at second for the Quakers, number 29, James Grace.
So Grace now pinch running at second base as you see Danny Dopp stepping in. Well, Hogan, no save opportunity at least to this point. Now could be the pitcher of record The pitch on the way. This one is hit into left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Quakers are going to win it here in the bottom of the ninth inning as Grace will cross the plate, and Earlham does it again here at Sadler Stadium. This time, Danny Dopp with the base hit to drive in Grace. Earlham scores 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth inning, and they win it here by a final of 4-3. Boy, how about that one here? I'll tell you what, Quakers do it again here at home as they beat Mount St. Joe 4-3. We will come back and wrap it up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports. Hit well. Goodbye. See you later. This one is no doubt about it. If your car's parked out there, be careful. It's going to hit the monster. And nope, it's going to clear the monster in left field. Pop him up. Right field. That'll do it. Quakers win it. Well, in dramatic fashion, again, the Quakers rally in the bottom half of the ninth inning. They score 2 runs, all of that coming with 2 outs. And the Quakers managed to pick up the win here in Game 1, 4-3. So, Earlham now 7-2 in the conference as Franklin again swept their doubleheader earlier today against Rolls-Holman. Mount St. Joe had a chance to get to the 500 mark. They lose this one by a final of 4-3. The Quakers now 23-6. They're 7-2 in the HCAC. Their winning streak will stay alive. They've now won 7 in a row. Mount St. Joe will fall to 3-5 in the conference. They're now 12-13 overall on the season. We're about to 30 minutes away from game number 2 here tonight. But again, the Quakers win it by a final of 4-3. Thanks for being with us. This has been Earlham Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.